Hi guys, this is Dave from Civilian Defense Concepts. I'm going to be doing a review on a knife that I've been carrying for a couple of weeks now. We don't normally do reviews, but I got this knife about 3 or 4 weeks back, and I'm so happy with it and what it has to offer that it prompted me to do a review and talk about some of the features that it has to offer, which makes it such a cool knife and so well performing. So we'll go over some of the specs first and I'll try to give you a closer look at the knife, and then we'll talk about some of the features and why it's such a cool knife. All right, this is the box that came in. Comes with a spec sheet. I got the full kit, which is the knife, the sheath, and the trainer. Okay. So this is the blue aluminum trainer, which is an exact replica as far as dimensions go of the knife itself. It's just blunted and dulled so that you can train with it, but we'll talk more about that in a little bit later. So first we'll go over the knife and some of the specs. The knife itself is obviously one piece of metal. It's made of elmax steel, which is a really high performing, high quality steel. If you're curious about elmax steel, there's a lot of information out there, but the bottom line is it's really high quality. You're not gonna have to worry about it failing on you or breaking. There's actually a video, I saw something on YouTube of somebody, it wasn't with this knife, it was another knife from First Edge, which is the company that makes this knife. And they were batoning through rebar with one of their elmax steel knives, and the knife held its edge through that, it's pretty cool. So you can rest assured that it's made of a quality steel. The knife was designed by Hoover of Fit to Fight. It's designed as a backup or retention knife, something to use in real close proximity, which is why it doesn't have a super long blade. It's about 2.5 inches. The whole knife itself is 7.125 inches, I believe, from tip to the pommel there, the end of the pommel. It is I believe it's 3.2 inches thick, all the way down to almost all the way to the point, which is really, really cool because that makes it super strong. The blade profile there is the modified Tanto or American Tanto, which is one of, if not my all-time favorite blade profiles, just because of how strong the design is. It makes for a very, very strong knife for whatever task you might put it to. Right. It's got the black oxide finish over the whole thing. There's a little scrape on mine because, like I said, I've been carrying it both at work and off duty for 3 or 4 weeks now, and I'm really, really happy with it. Came really sharp out of the box. All right, so that's kind of the specs. The weight is, the knife itself is 2.3 ounces, which is super light, super thin, so it makes it really easy to carry, easy to conceal. The weight with the sheath, knife and sheath together, is 4 ounces. Still nice, light, compact, perfect for concealed carry. So this is the sheath. We'll start talking about some of the features now. We'll start with the sheath. It's a nice Kydex sheath, real solid, good retention. Never had any problems with the knife coming out by accident, with either the knife or with the trainer, which is great because, you know, the trainer fits right in there. It's got those 2 holes for a neck knife if neck knives are your thing and you want to turn it into a neck knife. I've been carrying it left side appendix, which is kind of the main idea behind how to carry it, but obviously there's lots of other options. The clip is really interesting. I don't know if they just came up with this for this knife or if this has been around and I just haven't seen it, but the design here is new to me. I've never seen it before. It's a nice strong metal clip with that little tab there going in the opposite direction. So what that does is, instead of clipping over your belt, it actually clips onto your pants themselves, and that presses in against the seam so the sheath doesn't come out as you draw it. So the bonus there is that You can put it anywhere you've got a seam. You could also use it with molly gear or anything like that. And I've been really pleasantly surprised with how strong the retention is based off of this really simple but effective design. I've never had a problem with the knife coming out with the sheath together. So that was really cool. I thought that was a very interesting, different direction to go with the clip than what you see a lot of, what's popular today. But I was happy to have something a little bit different, but that worked perfectly. Worked perfectly well anyways. Clip's not reversible, so if you're lefty or you want to carry it on your right side with the edge forward, then you'll just have to get a little creative. Maybe just put the Kydex on the outside. Anyway, let's talk about the knife and some of the features that make it so interesting and functional. Because those are two things that aren't always in the same package, interesting and functional. But it's obviously, we talked about the blade profile, tanto point, really nice and effective with that secondary point there. It's got the retention ring, which is obviously one of the things that jumps out at you. Comes to a little bit of a point there for striking. Now, retention rings are great once you've got your finger in them. That's kind of the caveat to them. Once you got your finger in them, they're great for retention. You're not going to lose control of the knife. You're not going to slide up on the blade on impact, or you can transition to hands-on or go to a gun or something like that fairly easily without losing the knife or losing control of the knife. The one drawback is you might not be able to index that retention ring under stress or under pressure. You know, in a classroom or by yourself doing some drills, it might not be that difficult. You've got somebody on top of you punching you in the face. All of a sudden, this simple motion becomes rather complex. However, that issue is addressed with this really severe finger indentation there, finger groove, which serves a very, very functional purpose. Not only does it lock both of your fingers in there, so you've really got control over it, whether you've got a forward grip or a reverse grip, but say you are not able to index that ring, you need to bypass it just by sweeping across and pulling it straight out. That really deep indentation gives you the control, almost as much control as you would have if you did index the retention ring, but now you're still going to have control. You're not going to slide up on the blade, say on impact. It's very comfortable. Your whole hand can fit on there without using the ring. So I thought that was really, really cool. Very effective design. You know, you kind of look at it and you're like, wow, that's a severe grip design for something that is as thin as it is and doesn't have any grip scales. I'm okay with that because of the purpose. You know, it's designed as a backup knife. It's designed to be lightweight, thin profile, easy to carry, but effective when you need it to be. So if you were to, you know, if you do practice, you know, or with the trainer, going into targets, doing multiple cuts into a hard target, it's going to wear on your hand because there are no scales. It's just one solid, thin, relatively thin piece of metal. However, in a fight for your life, I'd be perfectly willing to trade some discomfort after repeated use for the lightweight and concealability of having just that thin piece of metal. I really think it's a elegant, simplistic design that's highly functional, which is, again, really cool. Usually, sometimes, I wouldn't say usually, but sometimes when people try to do something different to set them apart, it kind of sacrifices some sort of functionality. But this knife, the design really seems very well thought out. The grip, the blade profile, the clip there, all that different stuff. Trying to think if there's any other features on the knife that I want to talk about itself before moving on to the trainer. But I think we've got everything. Really good retention, really good control, really easy to transition to something else while keeping the knife in your hand because of that ring and because of that finger indentation. Just really well done overall on the blade and handle and grip design. Let's talk about the trainer a little bit. The trainer this is something I think that more companies need to do, particularly the companies that market their knives primarily for self-defense. It's so important to train with what you carry so that the first time you try to use something under stress isn't the first time that your body's feeling it and trying to figure it out. You know, if you've got this trainer, it fits in the sheath, you can carry it where you would normally carry it and draw the way you would draw out on the street, and so that's not going to be a new motion for you or new feeling for you. So it's really awesome to be able to train with what you carry, and they do that with this trainer. So I really think if you're getting the knife for any kind of self-defense purpose, that the trainer is a must. You know, the other thing that Ryan Hoover does is he and some of the guys from Fit to Fight made a training video that you can download for free with drills and concepts that you can start using with the trainer or with the knife. The idea is with the trainer and a partner, which is great. I mean, they obviously had seriously training in mind when they made this. It wasn't just a let's make a knife. It was let's make a knife and let's equip the people that are getting that knife to use it effectively, which is great. So I think I was able to use the trainer in the last knife seminar that we did, and it was great. It was really cool to be able to use it in the sheath, carried it where I normally carried it, and got to do some stress drills and drawing under stress and stuff like that. So price point, if you're getting just the knife and the sheath together, it is $129.99. If you add the trainer, which again, if you're getting it for any kind of self-defense purpose, I think is a must, altogether, the full kit, as they call it, is $179.99. And I believe that's both on the First Edge website and on Ryan Hoover's website. All right, so that's about everything. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to discuss in the comments section. Overall, bottom line, I think it's a great design, great knife. Had some really cool things to offer. Like I said, we don't normally do reviews, but I thought that this had quite a few things that were worth talking about. So that's why we did this. So good job to Ryan Hoover and First Edge Knives and Tools, and we hope to see more from you guys in the future. All right, have a great day and stay safe.